fucking money. Money. I want my fucking money. Gary Gensler. I want my fucking money. 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 I want my fucking money. Gary Gensler. I want my fucking money. 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 I want my fucking money.
Yo, what's going on, guys? How you doing? We're gonna hang out for a little bit, get a couple people in here, and we'll rock out this fucking break.
Oh! So let me go back. I'm 22.
Fucking douchebag, Hannah.
Net.
Money. I want my fucking money. Gary Gensler. I want my fucking money. Money. I want my fucking money. Gary Gensler. I want my fucking money.
I have no idea. I have no idea, Christopher. What actor will play me in the upcoming meme stock movie? I have no clue.
Gary Gensler.
I hope I get to
I want
pick.
my fucking money.
And
Money.
I don't know what player I'm gonna be in the Big Short Part 2.
We gotta get some more for Francesco as too, and Silverback and everybody. But what's up, everybody? It's good to see you guys. The Bull House. We got the Bull House in the house here, visiting us as well. Devil May Rage,
I don't know
Donald,
what
Grandy,
player I'm gonna be
Andre.
in the Big Short Part 2.
All right, very good. Check this out, you guys. We got some good friends. We got Curtis, Corleone, and Kenna from the Bull House. Check them out on YouTube and Reddit as well. They've got their own subreddit, but definitely check them out on YouTube and Twitter. The Bull House, can't miss them. Thanks for my boys, Imacano, Floyd, Francesco, Glizzy with Mustard, Elmo, Reformations, and Silverback 64. We're all hanging out in the house, having a couple drinks, having a smoke, and talking about this ridiculous markets that we're dealing with. Check this shit out. Biden is pretty much pointing the finger at Republicans. And it's a desperate attempt at pushing out the blame. They're doing it on both sides. They're doing it on both sides. It's fucking pathetic. This right here shows you that we're going to default. This, in my opinion, is a desperation move that is telling you we're fucked. We're not going to agree on this, and it's the Republicans' fault. He says, as soon as this week, your savings in your pocketbook could be directly impacted by the Republican stunt to block us from raising the debt limit. It's flat out dangerous. They need to stop playing Russian roulette with the U.S. economy. It's a fucking joke, if you've asked me. What do you guys think? Can't hear you, brother. Speak up.
I think there's just background noise because somebody's not muted.
We gotta mute you. If you're not talking, mute it up. Thank you, guys. You can unmute yourself, of course. The Nikkei is down right now, almost 3%, at 800 points. That's akin to saying the Dow is down, like 1,000 points. That's pretty fucking bad. That's pretty bad. Right now, there's a new Chinese builder, Sunac, that is currently, their bonds are completely fucking taking a dump. All right, these are their dollar bonds. Value were over 120 and are currently just over 80 at the moment. And they're kind of a smaller company, but it's just a small idea of what's actually going on over there, okay? Because the situation that they're in is not good. Is not good for Evergrande. It's not good for China and all of the other commercial developers either. So Sunac's dollar bonds have posted negative returns approaching 20% in September, among the worst performance in such high yield notes in China. That's pretty shitty. That's pretty shitty overall, if you ask me. Excuse me one second, just adjust this. Yeah, Double Marriage, I understand your frustration with that stuff. Everybody's frustration. It's normal to feel pissed about that. But yeah, we got Francisco in the house too. Make sure you guys follow them on Twitter if you're not already. We'll pull them up here. Check out the central bank's rates. Okay, Mexico raised interest rates. Czech Republic raised interest rates. Norway central bank raised interest rate. Brazil by 6% raised the interest rate. Turkey it cut it to 18%, so it cut it 1%. My bad, by 1. Hungary's down, raised rates. Pakistan raised rates by 7%. Venezuela central bank cut their rate by 54%. That's how goddamn bad hyperinflation is in Venezuela. That they are cutting interest rates by 54% because they're so outrageous. And their value of their dollar is nothing. You know, you got Peru and Russia all raising rates, Ukraine. And then what? Singapore made like almost no change. So I'm not fucking leaving. I'm not fucking selling. American Dream, thank you very much, brother. He says, American Dream says, I love your channel. It's very unique. Thank you. We try to bring a different perspective. You know, we got great guests who provide some awesome insight. And at the end of the day, it's all about financial freedom and financial education. And to that, also getting our piece from the stock market. Let me say that much. Ken Griffin, I want my fucking money. Anyway, that being said, Belgium took an upgrading. Venezuela got a downgraded rating to not available. Not available. That's pretty shit. Thailand and Bangladesh are already rated in the Bs. Japanese 10-year bonds, 0.043. Complete fucking garbage. They're completely worthless. Okay? Would you invest your money for a 0.043 yield? Think about inflation. How much is inflation? 5.4% right now in the United States? And yet they still got an A+ credit rating. That's fucked up, isn't it? That's fucked up. United States 10-year government bond is 1.479. That's shit too. Don't think because it looks a little bit better than Japan's that it's much better. This is complete fucking garbage, guys. The state of our economy is not good at all, and I believe our credit was downgraded to AA+. No, it's not been changed in a while. I'm mistaken. This is crap. This isn't a rising curve. This is showing you the government bond yield percentage for 30 years. Would you invest your money in a 30-year bond to get a 2% return? Does that sound like our economy is doing well? 30 years. What's your mortgage? Okay. What's your car note interest rate? German 10-year bonds are negative 0.27%. They're negative, and they're not even accounting for inflation. Then they're super fucking negative at that point. This is trash. The whole fucking world is in really bad shape, and it's got a lot to do with Evergrande and other Chinese and American banks that are both over leveraged to the tits. Fucked up. Australian 10-year bonds are worth 1.5. They're the best that we've seen so far. That's not good. 10-year bond being worth 1.5, guys. That's trash. United Kingdom 10-year bond is 1%. 1%. Okay? Their 50-year bond is worth 1.193%. Damn. Seems Brexit fucked them up pretty good, huh? Canada, 1.485% for a 10-year yield. Another reason why banks need the RRP. It's a loss any way you look at it at the end of the day. They got the strongest 10-year yield of all. 30-year yield, that's 1.967%. Biden says he can't guarantee the debt ceiling lift due to hypocritical, dangerous, and disgraceful GOP opposition. Can you believe this shit, guys? Listen to this fucking tool bag.
Games with a loaded weapon here. He has demanded that the filibuster be applied to the debt ceiling. It may be the first time in history that that's happened. And we've been warned by not only the Treasury Secretary, but by all the financiers across America, this would be deadly to our economy. It would cost us 6 million jobs. Why? What Schumer has said to McConnell is, if you're not going to lead, if you're not going to follow, then get the hell out of the way. Let the Democrats accept the political responsibility of extending the debt limit. And McConnell says, no, I want to play this game out. Well, he's doing it at the expense of this economy. We're going to get this done, and we're going to do it in a responsible way and face this as soon as we return next week.
So, yes or no, can you guarantee that the United States of America will not default on its debt on October 18th?
Well, apparently, if Senator McConnell has his way, we will not do that, and that would be a disaster, a financial disaster.
But you guys are in
country.
charge. Will you make sure it doesn't happen?
Dana, I want to just add quickly, you're a student of the game. To say the Democrats are in charge of the Senate is to ignore it's a 50-50 Senate, and we need 60 votes if McConnell insists on a filibuster on the debt ceiling. I think he will come to his senses. I hope he will, if he'll listen to the people back home and around this nation who warn him of the dire consequences of the strategy.
They're telling us they don't have the fucking votes. They're telling us flat out, we cannot do this without the Republicans. We are incompetent fucks. We need the Republicans to go along with this because not even everyone on our party or the progressives will agree to our bullshit. Because we flip-flop so many goddamn times, we don't know which foot we're on at this point.
And that would be a disaster, a financial disaster.
But you guys are in charge. Will you make sure it doesn't happen?
Dana, I want to just add quickly, you're a student of the game. To say the Democrats are in charge of the Senate is to ignore it's a 50-50 Senate, and we need 60 votes if McConnell insists on a filibuster on the debt ceiling. I think he will come to his senses. I hope he will, if he'll listen to the people back home and around this nation who warn him of the dire consequences of his strategy.
Okay.
Yeah, brother, go ahead.
No, because I just read a tweet from this senator. I think she was the Susan Collins from Maine.
Oh, yeah?
She's a Republican.
Yeah, what's it say?
And she was saying today she will exchange her vote for raising the debt ceiling, but Democrats have to throw to the trash the 3.5 trillion spending bill, which we know they won't. That's not gonna happen. Exactly. The leverage.
They'll never stop fucking wanting their bill, their $3.5 trillion bill, brother.
So that's gonna be trash, and they're not gonna support it. I don't see an exit on this one. I don't see an exit.
This isn't gonna be an easy. Okay, they're just gonna come back around and agree to this. This is going to be going back and forth. The progressives are pulling from this side, the Democrats on this side, and the Republicans on this side, and all in the opposite directions.
The whole scenario is critical. You have the reconciliation process is unthinkable because they need 2 weeks in advance. We are already above the 2 weeks starting tomorrow. Then you have the other problem. They are going on vacation next week. We default by the 18th.
Now, will they go on vacation? I don't know. They might stay. They might stick around.
No, it's on recess. That's the calendar for Congress.
No. We need to take a look.
Yeah, but they've pushed recess back before. So.
Yeah. They'll push the recess back this time because they're already talking about it.
Hey, and don't forget
think-
that these
I
these
think.
guys are trying to fucking sneak that $600 addendum into all this shit too, where the IRS can see any transactions above $600.
Oh yeah, they got a lot of creepy shit in this bill. Crypto regulations. Any transaction you make at the bank, people, over $599 is going to be reported to the Federal Reserve or to the Federal Reserve and to the IRS. So it's not any account with that much money. It's any transaction. So if you got to go make a deposit, if you got to pay your rent and take out some money, any little thing, they're going to report it directly to the IRS. So if you currently work a cash job, or if you're currently independent contractor or something like that, or self-employed, or have your own business and you're making deposit withdrawals, anything over $599 is going to be reported in the same way that anything over $10,000 was reported previously. $10,000 was previously reported to the Fed, and that is to prevent money laundering. But now over $599, obviously they're looking at the little guy, right? Because I don't remember the last time I went to the bank and spent and made a transaction that was less than $600. I don't know what about you guys? I got no answers on that one. I got a bunch of people here. Nobody decided to say shit, but
I don't do. I don't.
it's cool.
Well, it's more than that. Also, you're gonna have people that are writing checks for mortgages for rent, and they're gonna have that ability to, take a look at that. And it's an overreach of privacy that we've never seen before.
It's a huge overreach of privacy. They want to know every time you make or withdraw anything over $599. It's going to be reported to the Fed.
Like the 10K makes sense. I agree.
Sure.
It makes no
Sure,
sense to
10
walk
grand,
with 10K.
fine. I had to deal
Yeah,
with that all the time.
I
I
get
don't
it.
care,
But $600, like.
And you know what they want to do to support that? They want to hire 88,000 brand new IRS agents. 88,000. Do you have any idea how much it costs to hire one of these people? Any idea?
Seriously taking
It's six
on
figures
on
per
stu-
person per year.
Yeah, it's stupid.
It's close to 7 when you take into account everything that you've got to provide them with. Benefits, insurances, a place to work. There's all sorts of things.
I was getting ready to say, because they have the money to do that.
Yeah. So bringing on 88,000 new IRS employees that we don't fucking have. We don't have people that are able to do this fucking work. Look at how many people are still unemployed. Unemployed has changed little month over month, and the jobs has not increased as expected. At the same time, our complete supply chain is beyond crippled.
That also takes some of the workload off some of the people that are doing audits. So that opens up a huge avenue for more audits.
You're not lying, dude.
Mm-hmm.
They're not in session from the October 11th through the 15th. They're going to have to push it back. Otherwise, and they probably will. But if they don't, that's an instant win for us, in my opinion. That's an instant win for retail. For retail investors,
that's what
invest in
Steamer's
AMC and GameStop at least. I don't know if the rest of the fucking blue chips are going to be fucked. Meme stocks will be okay, I guess. Other meme stocks should be. We'll see.
That's why Shimmer's trying to push it to be done by the end of the week.
Financial, it's just my opinion, our opinion, and our guesses. Don't bet the farm on what some idiot on the internet has to say. Do your own financial research. Damn, Francisco, that's a good point, man. So yeah, they're going to have to fight about pushing that back too. So they got one after the next. They got a $1.2 trillion package, a $3.5 trillion package, and the debt ceiling, which is only extended through the, with the government shutdown, which is only extended through December 3rd. So they still got to worry about, they've also got to agree on extending the government past December 3rd. So they got until the 18th. And old Yeller's been crying. If somebody can pull up that fucking over leveraging video, that'd be awesome. Because God, I want to see that shit. I want to see that shit so bad. Italy's electricity bill is going to go up by almost 30%. 30%.
Fuck my country.
The whole fucking country.
I mean, my father's country.
Your dad's country? Wow.
Yeah.
So gas prices are going to go up by almost 15%. Household electricity is going up by 30%. Could you imagine if all of your electric bills went up by a third? Add 30% more. plus tax. You got to pay for delivery.
We also know that almost every single major retracement and every single stock market crash that there's been, every market crash and every retracement that's been of any major value has always, almost always, been preceded by a huge spike and huge retracement of the energy sector.
Absolutely.
And we're seeing that right now.
Absolutely. And European homes face a much higher winter energy bill because of surging wholesale power and gas prices. A lot of you people might not be aware. A lot of people aren't aware of the fact that European utility companies, gas companies particularly, are fucking dropping out of business like flies. That's why there's rolling brownouts in part of Europe, and in China, there's complete rolling blackouts at unexpected times, where people on ventilators in hospitals are dying instantaneously. Unless they have a generator, which is tough to say for a communist country because we have no idea. We'd just be guessing by saying they do. So they have an energy regulator that sets gas prices and electricity prices every 3 months. And so what that means is that some of these companies are taking such a loss on the price that they currently have agreed with the energy regulator that they cannot stay in business. And many, many of them have already gone bankrupt. So imagine how many people that work at these utility companies, line workers, people that work on the utility lines, how many dock workers, manufacturers, distributors, office workers, and everything else in between, and the logistics it takes to move these things and get them going. It's a huge market that's going to be almost completely tanked because of that fact. So that's a goddamn shame as well. German power plant halted after it runs out of fucking coal. Holy shit.
Gary Gensler, I want my fucking money.
Look at the price of electricity in Germany. Jesus fuck. What do you think's gonna happen? This is what leads to hyperinflation.
I want my fucking money.
This is what leads to hyperinflation. When you have huge escalating prices like this, and then supply chain issues, and then employment issues, and then virus issues like COVID-19, the world gets really shaky really fast. Worse than we've seen before, So they're short on hard coal. There's a strong demand for it, but they can't get it. Even when they can find it, it takes forever for it to get overseas or to get over to them. So, European residents are paying 10 times what they used to. See? Literally. It says, we are dealing with a double bottleneck. This is not a specific problem for us, but a common problem for all owners of hard coal-based power plants these days. That explanation won't make it any easier for millions of European residents to pay as much as 10 fucking times more. 10 times more. All right? Could you imagine your $100 electric bill is now $1,000? Did you get a raise? Because how the fuck are you going to afford that? Some people may not worry about it, but I believe 99% of them probably do. This is bad for
Boss,
people.
the Janet.
Go ahead, brother.
The Janet Yellen video is in the Discord under General.
Oh, thanks, brother. I was wondering why I was in the wrong fucking... I was in the wrong one. Sweet. Thanks. Next time, drop it in the DD for live stream. That way everybody knows, so I can don't have to switch channels, please. But it's not a big deal. Appreciate it.
All right. All good, bro.
No, I'm already watching it. It's all good. Gas flows from this European pipeline dropped 77% Thursday. The fuck you think that means, guys?
Thank you. Chairman Powell, I know it's the policy of the Federal Reserve to not comment on fiscal policy, but fiscal policy does impact the Fed's economic projection, does it not?
We began using extraordinary measures to remain under the
Listen
debt
to this.
ceiling.
But those extraordinary measures
Listen
are just
clearly.
a Band-Aid for a period of time, right?
Well, as I indicated, we expect them to be exhausted on October 18th.
If you invest
And
in the
it will
stock
be a
market or real estate,
disaster
listen
if
to
we
this.
do not.
It would
raise
be
the
a
debt limit.
catastrophe if Congress failed to raise the debt ceiling.
So here's the deal for Republicans. Democrats control the House and the Senate and the White House. And since January 20th, the approach of this Congress is that they do not need Republican votes to do anything. That's been the approach.
Fuck up.
And now
Old Yeller.
they want the political
Let's hear it,
cover
old Yeller.
in the midst of
Fucking
this
lying
massive
bitch.
amount of new spending.
God, she's
to have
good at her job.
Republicans raise the debt ceiling. That's really the request. So here's my question to you, Secretary Yellen. For the seat you sit in, do you care whether or not the debt limit is raised with Republican votes, or do you just care if it's raised?
I think it's important that this be done on a bipartisan basis. I think it should be bipartisan in recognition of the fact that both Republican administrations
She
and
wants quid pro quo.
Congresses and Democratic ones have run budget deficits for most of the post-war period, with only a few years serving as an exception. And that requires, on a regular basis, raising the debt ceiling. It is not about
Yes,
the
Elmo.
need to do so has nothing to do with future spending or tax plans that haven't been enacted.
in this
It's
circumstance-
necessary to pay our bills.
I understand,
And
It's necessary
to pay
that's
our bills.
something that
And Secretary
Republicans
Yellen-
and Democrats need to share that responsibility.
Secretary Yellen, as I said to you on the phone last week, I've been a part of every single debt ceiling increase for the last decade, every fiscal consequence of Congress, and some of them have been very bad, but I've tried to make things better. I've been a part of the solution for the last decade. And the call that I received from you last week was the first outreach I've had from this administration
I
to
will
do
start
something
in
on a
moment,
bipartisan
okay?
basis.
After this video.
And you called me to raise the
I
debt
need people to
ceiling.
hear this.
Not with a plan, not for a fiscal plan, not for my buy-in, but simply for my vote. And that, to me, speaks volumes. Now, I'm grateful for the outreach from you, but it speaks to the larger issue for the administration. And I don't envy the position you're in. I don't. Because the bad strategy from this White House and the leadership of this House and the Senate is showing they don't want Republican votes. We did bipartisan bills last Congress, and in the midst of COVID, bipartisan bills, major bipartisan bills.
They want
We
quid
can
pro
work
quo.
together in a responsible manner, but to ask for my vote the week before it comes up in the House is it's not in keeping with the realities of the situation. Well, we have the tools, we have the votes to get this thing done through Congress. It's just a question of who votes for it.
I would like to point out that in 2017, when the White House and both houses of Congress
We did it for you. Why aren't you doing
by
it for us?
Republicans, and a reconciliation bill was in progress that led to the 2017 tax cuts, the debt ceiling was raised, and it was done in a bipartisan
I'll start the
basis.
Discord again in a moment. Don't worry, guys.
About, fiscal policy and
But
then
that had
once
to be
it's
that
enacted,
had to be shown.
with that
That's a
in
great
laws.
fucking video.
Okay, but your public models are a statement about current law rather than proposed policy. Is that largely correct?
Well, when we don't really publish a forecast as the Federal Reserve, individual participants publish their forecasts in the Summary of Economic Projections, but that would include their personal assessments of likely fiscal actions.
Okay. So about these fiscal actions.
50 cents a share. By 103, it was over $18. Even the big Wall Street firms were buying.
Yeah, you're good. So we need to look into Mitsubishi UFJ Financial Group.
What's that, Kenna?
We need to look into Mitsubishi UFJ Financial Group. They have a 20% 13 DA filing for Morgan Stanley. They own 20% of Morgan Stanley.
Oh, wow. Okay. And Morgan Stanley's not looking so hot, are they?
No, so that's why I figured we might want to look into
All
them.
right, I like that. I like that idea. What the fuck do we have here? Oh, what did I see about cannabis? Cannabis finance law vet Feldman opens his own firm. See you soon, Mr. Feldman. Esquire, column. Europe's rising energy prices will force factory closures. All right, guys, you see what we're talking about here? This is what we mean by this energy thing is more fucking serious than... This energy thing is much more serious. Much more serious than people think. All right, this was October 1st. Europe's increasingly expensive gas and electricity prices are sending a strong signal to manufacturers to consider temporary closures and home and office owners to turn down thermostats. You know, this is going to shut down companies. This is going to shut down companies, plain and simple. And what's that going to do? It's going to cause a downturn in their economy. It's going to cause a massive downturn in their economy. I hate to say that. What do we got in like other parts of the country? Eurasia, you know, South America.
Well,